Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Good morning, everyone. Inshallah, today we will discuss how to write Chapter 3, Research Methodology for Quantitative Theory. For quantitative research. Inshallah, next week we will talk about the qualitative research methodology. Okay, let me remind you that you need to register for this class. In order to register, please fill in the form that we give in this class. I will submit to Postgraduate Center to enroll you in this class, right?
Okay, Prof, can we share the form? So that we can
if you look at MFQ 8113, look at your WhatsApp now.
Okay.
Fill in the list. Okay. I will post it again. This is the list. Okay, you just continue. Right now there are 5 PhD students who would like to enroll. Right. Abdul Rahman Hamzah, Ibu Tuti, Mokhles, Ibu Susi, Ibu Mutiara. Mr. Hamzah, you can add your name to the list so that we can register for you. We cannot register if you don't fill in the list. Okay?
Okay.
In order to be enrolled in this class, you have to activate yourself. Right? If you are active, if you are passive, we cannot enroll you in this class.
By presenting the session, or have to check it in the absent our portal.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, to activate ourselves by attending regularly in the class, or also to key in the portal.
Okay, activate means...
Should we key in the portal by ourselves or what?
Activate for students means 2 things. When you pay the fee, you pay the fee, right? Then you go to your portal and you click activate. That's all. That's the meaning of activate.
Okay.
Another thing is, after you activate, you have to register for this class. But since you did not register, there was a deadline to register for this class. Some of you successfully registered, right? Some of you, because maybe this is the first time, you are not familiar, you don't know how to register, right? So we will help you to register. So you just need to fill in the list. We will register for you. Is it okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Prof.
You're welcome.
Prof, macam kami ni tak perlu tulis kot, Prof.
Ustaz Azizul dah register.
Ya, okey.
Yeah. So, saya dah bagi di situ senarai pelajar yang dah register. Okey. Saya bacakan pelajar yang sudah register. These are the students who have enrolled in this class. Number 1, Abdul Hadi Yusof. Number 2, Azizul Rusmadi. Number 3, Masri Azrul. Number 4, Muhammad Suraidi. Number 5, Muhammad Aisamuddin. Number 6, Muhammad Sofyan. Number 7, Namungo Hamzah. Oh, Mr. Hamzah, you have enrolled already. You are enrolled already.
Yes, I've checked here.
So you don't need to fill in the list.
I thought it was proposal, thesis proposal.
Okay, for proposal, okay. The date of the proposal is yet to be determined, depending on the request from students. So
Okay.
let's prepare ourselves, Mr. Hamzah, Dr. Sufyan, Mr. Mio. Mr. Mio is missing in action. Mr. Masri, those who have successfully passed Colloquium 1, now is the time for you to prepare for the PD, proposal defense. So you have to make a preparation, because proposal defense is a comprehensive writing of chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. Okay, so proposal defense is a serious thing. If you play soccer, like you play soccer, so proposal defense is like the semi-final or the quarter-final of the tournament. Okay, Colloquium 1 is just like friendly match. Okay. Maybe it's not a good analogy for those of you who don't play soccer. So I'm just trying, my point is, you know, for proposal defense, it has to be more serious, right? You have to write your chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3 sufficiently comprehensive, right? The reason I said sufficiently comprehensive is it means you can still improve, you can still add to your chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3 later. But you cannot go to proposal defense by writing initial plan, okay? So for proposal defense, your chapter 1 must be comprehensive. Chapter 2, literature review, sufficiently comprehensive. Means you have reviewed almost all the related literature. Sufficiently comprehensive. And chapter 3, you have to mention sufficiently comprehensive. We will talk about it today. Plus, you have to do pilot study before presenting proposal defense. All right. So, Dr. Sifan, okay, we can make preparation. Yeah. So before we do pilot study, before we do pilot study, yeah, Dr. Sufyan, can you share with us what you have done before you do the pilot study, so that you know everybody can benefit? Can you share with us?
Okay. Firstly, you need to know your DV, your issue. Then you need to know your independent variable and your theory that is in the Colloquium 1. Then after that, you need to develop your questionnaire. Okay. So every variable based on the previous study, you adapt and modify and discuss with our supervisor or your supervisor. And then after that, you still need to read again and again to make sure your question is valid, simple enough, and can be understandable or readable ataupun mudah, easy for read for your respondent. After that, you need to create a letter, or you need to choose 3 experts. Okay, 3 experts. Okay, first we check about the content validity. So if acceptance of online banking, you should select an expert from online or Islamic finance. And the second one is about the face validity. You should select somebody who have a English background or from the UK graduates. And third one is criterion validity. Criterion means a statistical background. You should go or should ask from somebody that already go through the questionnaire process. So we call it criterion validity. So at least you have 3. But it depends on your supervisor or prof, maybe 2 is sufficient enough. But the best one is 3. So we need to submit to these 3 panels. So the 3 panel will give a comment. Okay, we comment to improve your questionnaire. So it takes time, 2 months, I think, 2 months. And then after you get your comment from the panel, you need to improve your questionnaire. Okay, it may take 2 weeks to improve your questionnaire, to read again, to make sure it can be properly read by your audience or your respondent. And then you need to take around 1 to 2 months to collect again your pilot study. It should have 100 at least for PhD level. So at least 100.
100 what?
100 respondent for
Oh,
pilot study.
Okay.
For PhD. I'm not sure it depends on your supervisor or depend on your study. But almost all statistical experts said that for pilot study, for PhD study should be 100. So it depends on your framework, because my framework is a little bit complicated, so I need 100 minimum. So I get around 140, 120 for me from UUM and UNIMED in Malaysia, because I do for all the university in Malaysia. So from there, I calculate the KMO, Coroba Alpha, total variance explains, and then I also check the common method bias. I check all the statistical method. Tapi tak apa, kalau
Coroba
Coroba
Alpha, don't forget.
Coroba Alpha, we want to check whether our scale is good enough, is valid or reliable.
Right.
Okay, so we check the total variance, explain whether our item really measure what we would intend to measure, reliable. Okay, we also check the KMO. Also, we check the common method bias. Is you pressure your respondent to answer or not, for example, and you need to make sure your respondent is really respondent. That proceed in our class. We want to ask about the zakat payment or the wakaf system. You should ask somebody who related with that particular subject, not ask somebody who just pass around. Okay, they call it convenient sampling. It's wrong in the statistical view. Okay, if you select a different respondent, so your result will be low factor loadings, low Coroba Alpha, and your hypothesis will be not significant. So sampai situ juga, bro. Sikit lah kan.
Okay, thank you, Dr.
Overall,
Sufyan.
bro. Okay.
That is the process before you present proposal defense. For those of you who have successfully passed colloquium 1, for those of you who have not passed colloquium 1, you don't worry about what Dr. Sufyan said yet.
Yeah.
You are still
Very complicated, you know.
Don't worry about that yet. So that, because in this class there are 2 types of PhD students, 2 categories of PhD students. One who have not presented at colloquium 1, and second, those who have passed colloquium 1, right? So
you
those,
said,
so I have to, cater 2 categories of students. One is more advanced than the other. So don't worry, Ibu Tuti, about proposal defense yet. You concentrate on the colloquium 1, eh? Okay. Don't be stressful, eh, Ibu Tuti.
really? Yeah, really. I think it's not only me, or my colleagues from Indonesia.
Well, you are here
But at least Ibu Tuti need to have the issues or DV. At least Ibu Tuti know what is your DV, ya. Masuk tak tahu DV tu bahaya sikit lah kan. What is your DV?
That's what I meant. Don't worry about what Dr. Sufyan said yet. You need to focus on colloquium 1. First, you need to identify your DV first.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. And of course, you are here to learn, right? Don't worry if you need to learn more. You are here to learn. Right.
And get supervision.
Yes?
Learn and get supervision.
Yeah, learn. There are many things there are many ways to learn as a PhD student. Let me repeat. I mentioned it before. Number 1, you can learn from your fellow students, right? Because like in this class, we have two categories of students, those who are more advanced, those who have passed colloquium 1 and are making preparation for proposal defense. So you can, get help from them. You can ask them questions. In this group also, you can post questions in our group, MFQ 8113, right? So that others can help you. Don't be shy. Don't be don't be shy. In learning, there is no such thing as being shy. Don't worry. We are here to help each other, right? So that's the spirit. Ta'awanu 'alal birri wat taqwa. So the spirit is we help each other. And then, of course, you can get help from your supervisor, and also through informal channel. In Facebook, you have Doctorate Study Group, DSG. You can join DSG, Doctorate Support Group, or some other channels. And also, there are some people who have conducted workshops on writing thesis, but in bahasa Melayu. I haven't found in English. I'm sure there are workshops in English also, but I haven't found. So I posted to you some workshops on writing literature review, but all of them are in bahasa.
Yeah.
In bahasa. Maybe Ibu Tuti, can you understand bahasa Melayu?
No, Melayu very difficult,
Very difficult. It's not the same as
Yeah,
Indonesia.
it's not the same. No, only few has the same, and what's that meaning?
Okay.
But the structure and it's totally different.
Okay.
Yeah, this one also what's that challenge? Yeah, because when in the class like this, some people talking in Melayu, so I have to spend my double time to understand using bilingual.
Yeah, that's why in this class mostly we speak in English, or we mix with Melayu, but
Yeah.
not much. Okay, and another thing, okay, please watch the video over and over again. If you don't understand, please view the video that I upload. Okay, because maybe you miss something, you don't understand something, and ask in the group or ask in the next lecture, like today. Okay. So that is a PhD process, huh, Dr. Sufyan. We all have to go through. We are here to learn, right? Doing PhD means.
Ibu Susi.
Don't worry, we are here together. We are here in the same boat.
Menyimak Bu Tuti.
Where is Ibu
Bu
Susi?
Susi and even Bu Mutiara.
Where is Ibu Susi? Ibu Mutiara, where are you? Are you okay?
I'm okay, Prof. Just really careful to, what is that? To understand.
Yeah.
Later, three of us, after usually after class like this, and then we're talking behind you,
We have long chat, Prof. Because the same, all of us don't understand, so we have long chat after the class.
Yeah, you can view the video, right? And then you can discuss among yourself. If you don't understand, then you post the question to us. Don't be shy.
Okay. I will disturb you all the time, especially me.
You can also ask Dr. Sufyan.
no. Please ask Prof. It's better than me. You can ask Prof. Bro,
Smart.
maybe for somebody who are involved in questionnaire, for your information that you're going to use whether SPSS AMOS or PLSM. So like what the thesis by Prof here is moderating. In PhD
Yeah.
level, you should use moderating or mediating.
That one also. What's
Perlu
the difference?
bersedia lah kan, bersedia. Bersedia nantilah. Ni
Apa itu?
nanti.
Itu apa?
Yeah.
In your reading, so kita in your readings, so you're going to face with moderating, mediating, DV, IV, itulah kan issues.
I think, you have to mention one by one first.
Yes,
what
yes,
is it,
yes.
Right?
That's why
What's the
it's
difference?
better Ibu Tuti tanyalah kan, DV tu apa pun tak apalah kan. Itu Prof kan.
Yeah,
Kalau
DV
tak
itu
tanya,
apa,
tak faham lah
moderating
kan.
apa, mediating apa, gitu
Ah.
ya. Itu harus clear, very clear.
We discussed briefly about those terms.
Abbreviation,
right?
abbreviation.
Yeah, like I said, please view the video again if you don't understand, right? Maybe because some of you might have heard for the first time, so you cannot absorb it yet. So you just view the video. Okay, maybe after 1 or 2 times, you will get the idea. And today we will talk more about the DV and IV moderating. Okay. All right. Okay. Good, Mr. Masri said many students just outsource the analysis part. Yeah, it can be done. It can be done. There's nothing wrong with that.
Just.
But at least you have to understand what's going on. You still have, because you still have to defend, right? You have to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
So let me continue with what Dr. Sufyan said. At PhD level, you have to get used to the term moderating, mediating. Why? Because at PhD level, you have to reach the level of novelty. Novelty. Novelty means what?
Yeah.
Uh,
Dekat, yeah. Close.
that-
The close issue.
Examiner will ask you, what is the contribution of your study? What's new in your study that is different from previous studies, right? So one way to show your novelty is introduce moderating effect, which is different from the previous studies, right? Like in my case, what is the novelty here? Moderating effect of Islamic religiosity. What's so different? Because previous studies have used religiosity from the Western perspective. So this thesis used religiosity from Islamic perspective, which is completely different from the previous studies. So that's one way to show the novelty of your research, to show that your research somewhat is different from previous studies. All right. Okay.
So like, sorry, excuse me. So the novelty of my, my year proposal is about what, Prof? A novelty, because the digital marketing in Indonesia is considered new. I think it's not Indonesia, but also around the world. Yeah, support by the COVID-19. So
can you repeat? Sorry, I missed that part.
The novelty from my proposal probably it is considered, this very important, very important or close to the situation, the growth of situation right now. The marketing digital is considered new, this time,
Now your DV is digital marketing now.
No, No. I'm just telling you, the novelty, right? No. It's not. No, the situation. The background is the digital marketing in Indonesia is considered no, because considered new. So if you said that novelty moderating effect, the novelty in here from mine is about how the effect of ethical business, to become, this is a moderating, to increase, the customer attract the trust, customer trust,
No,
So,
your
is
DV
that
is
correct?
trust. Your DV is trust.
Yeah, trust. Ethical, the ethical is trust ya. According to me, ethical itu adalah ada trust, ada honest itu, in itu.
Okay. Like we mentioned before, now think about one thing. What is your DV? Just one.
Trust.
Okay. Now your DV is trust. Okay.
Mhm.
Stick to that for now. Just
Okay.
think about trust. Don't think about Islamic business ethics, digital marketing, or other things. Think about trust now.
Okay.
Okay. Then we discuss later.
Okay.
All right.
Ibu
Me,
Tuti,
Prof.
Ibu Tuti,
Yes.
apa yang Prof cakap, apa yang Prof cuba that Prof willing want to tell you is, what is your issue? Okay, tadi you ada cakap pasal digital marketing, saya tengok acceptance ke apa kan? Or tadi you cakap business ethics, and then you also talk about the trust. So which one is your DV? Which one is the issue you want to check? Acceptance, compliance, trust. Trust of what?
Trust on the marketing, the trust of the marketing, the communication of the marketing, digital marketing, the
Digital
message from the marketing, yeah.
Okay, so your issue is you want to study about the level of trust
Yeah,
digital marketing.
yeah.
Marketing.
And
Level of trust toward digital marketing.
mhm.
Ada tulis, please write. Please write.
Mhm.
So you want to study about the level of trust in digital marketing in Indonesia.
Yeah.
In what industry?
Islamic banking.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah,
In
because
what industry?
we are studying in banking, right?
In
Can
No,
Islamic,
it depends on you.
Oh,
It depends on you.
can be anything.
That is your study, right?
Not
Right, so-
necessary to be. Yeah, because in the beginning, what I perceive is all has to be in relate with banking. That's what in my mind.
It is the best in the Islamic banking or Islamic finance, wakaf, zakat. It's the best in this area because all of us is the scholars in this area, right?
right.
Yeah, but if it is freedom to choose, then I will try to find which one that I better understand.
Yeah,
Right,
it's better.
right.
It's depend on you, but it's in the scope, in our scope. It can be
Mhm.
anything. And so make sure you are very familiar in that topic.
Mhm.
So just now you said what trust of digital marketing in Indonesia for what industry?
Okay, I will try. I will find.
For a simple one for Islamic banking industry in Indonesia.
Okay.
That is the complete one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is your DV. You stick to that DV.
Okay.
You don't change it. Tomorrow don't change it. So you become.
Yeah,
So
because
you want to.
it's not clear. For me, it's not
Yeah,
clear.
yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
From the beginning, I'm not clear.
Like me, if I was a student, I will spend 2 to 3 hours just to see what is your issue. See what is issue. We talking 3 hours, and then we come up. That is your issue. I think your issue is you want to check the level of trust for Islamic banking in Indonesia among the among. I think it's like that. I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that your
That's true.
intention?
Yes.
You want to check.
Definitely, yes.
You want to check the level of trust for Islamic
Mhm.
banking in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Betul tak tu? Tak sure.
Betul.
Betul.
Betul,
Tu dia
betul,
tak.
betul.
Jangan lupa. Lagi pergi benda lain pula nanti.
Yeah,
Okay.
betul. This is, you
Ah.
know, this is very, very mean to me, the session, because since we have the first up to now, we never talk about the selection of the topic, and even we lost one semester.
Yeah. That's all.
You have all.
Do you want to do that? You want to
So we
check the
don't
trust?
get anything, you know. Yeah.
The trust
Yeah.
of digital marketing for Islamic banking in Indonesia. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
That is what your intention?
Okay, come on. You ask me many times. Yes.
Yeah. Because you need to make sure that is your issue. You really want to do that issue, then it's become easy.
Mhm.
If not, somebody ask A, you said B, and then after that you said C. We
Yeah.
cannot do like that. We need very focused.
Mhm.
So if an issue, you want to check the level of trust for
Mhm.
Islamic banking in Indonesia.
Mhm.
For example, that is my idea or suggestion
Mhm.
only,
Mhm.
but it's
Mhm.
depend on
Okay.
you.
So,
You need to search for issue and stick to that issue.
Okay, thank
so
you.
we are here to help each other. Ibu Tuti.
Yeah.
I think
So
Yeah.
in
Prof.
the
Kana,
actually we are trying to help each other. Not only Ibu Tuti, all of us. This is the process of doing PhD. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody
Prof.
goes through
1
this
minute, can I?
process. Yes, Mr. Hamza, go ahead.
Okay. So I wanted to add on Dr. Sofiani's suggestion to
Right.
my sister. See, I was also in the same problem, but what Dr. Sofiani was saying that you should choose a topic or an area or an issue or the problem on the ground that you really look at in Indonesia. If you want like to use a level of trust of digital marketing in Islamic banking in Indonesia, practically in Jakarta, maybe where you are, you should see the problem. You should relate with the problem, because from my experience, it helps you to locate the literature, to locate the previous studies, to relate the problem and those who studied the similar problem. But if you just choose a topic without anything on the ground that relates to the topic, it will be hard for you to locate the previous studies and all the literature.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. Hamza. Thank you, Mr.
I
Hamza.
agree with Mr. Hamza said is you should select your issues or DV with a related problem. Selalu terjadi ya, pelajar-pelajar pilih, they select that particular topic, then there is no problem. They always come to me, I want to do a topic, but I have problem. So what is your problem? My problem is I did not have any research problem. So
Okay.
Mr. Hamza give a very good concern that select a topic, then make sure you know there is a problem in that topic. If not, you're going to have another problem. Your problem is you do not have any problem. Okay? Faham? Joke sebenarnya kat situ. Okay.
Okay. So it's for everybody, not just for one particular student.
Prof?
This one is for everybody actually. We are here to learn, right? So this is one way to learn. We help each other, right? Mr. Hamza, go ahead.
Just 20 seconds. For example, in my research,
Okay.
at Zakat House where I work, there was a problem that I saw, but it wasn't my topic. It was the Professor Yusuf helped me to shape it. We started fintech payments, QR code payment, or website payment, checkout, apps. We've developed very many, and people were not using them. They were preferring to bring Zakat to the account bank, lining up in the queuing in the bank, coming to office, going through traffic jam and all that. And then I was asking myself, why is it like this? Yet it's 1 minute can be enough for someone to click and pay zakah. But why are these people not accepting these platforms? Yet they are very effective. So that's when I saw the problem, that we have the system, we have the internet, we have the laws and everything, the gadgets, but people are choosing to deliver the money instead of using the effective means. So my research now was shaped around the acceptance of fintech or financial technology payments. So that's the problem I'm seeing. Even now, I can analyze the data and see the acceptance is stagnating, or it's not good, yet we have everything. So that became my problem. It's easy for me, yes, to solve.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Hamza, for sharing.
Very good. Very good. You link your issues or DV with the problems in the real problem in the research and including in society. So it should be your very clear research problem. Okay. So maybe you can support with the actual data from
Right.
your Nigeria, right, Mr. Hamza?
Uganda.
No, from
Uganda. Okay.
Uganda.
You
Yeah,
can
it's
support
called the
with statistical
Pearl of
data
Africa.
in the
Yes.
Uganda. So it's become very, very nice research problem.
Sure.
So for Ibu Tuti, if you
Yes.
want to do trust, you should have a problem in the trust among
Yeah.
Indonesian.
Yeah. So,
And then you should
Okay.
have data. You cannot say the very problem, but you do not have data. I mean, we need to support our statement with data. Kita cakap problem mesti dah ada bukti lah yang betul-betul
Yeah.
problem tu. Jangan
Yeah.
tak ada bukti
Yeah, yeah.
Proof that is problem.
Yeah. So it can be break, it has to go through, the detail, for example, trust, because we are talking about marketing. So it has to be, go through for the marketing issue, right? For example, product, price, trust on product, trust on promotion, trust on like that way. Is it correct?
Can be.
Okay. Okay.
But we
So,
need to find
yeah.
we need to find the problem with
Yeah.
problem data.
Yeah.
If
yeah,
not,
yeah.
you're going to have another problem that
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do
yeah.
have problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. So that's actually in my mind. I have to check about the communication of product, price, placement, and also promotion, because that's what the issue. Mhm.
Like Mr. Masri said, if you have qualitative and quantitative, tapi Ibu Tuti nak pergi kuanti dah, Cik Masri.
Ya, maka dari itu in the beginning, this I said qualitative, but then there is some discussion that this is not difficult during the COVID, to meeting with people, asking question in the research, so it's better with qualitative, much easier. So that statement, that's advice is getting me very complicated. Which one? So if that situation, I need again your advice. Which one that better? So I just okay. This is, say for example, you better do it in qualitative. Like in my my student in my university. The supervisor asked the student when they are submitting papers, we said, what are you going to do? Qualitative? Oh, I think this is qualitative. And then the student said, okay, I will do in qualitative. So this is, the requirement from the supervisor as a guideline. Looking at the challenging that we're facing. You have the option not to qualitative. So this is Masri said, Masri said you have the option not to a quantitative research. So meaning we have to go to qualitative, right? Yeah, Cik Masri.
Yeah, so we discussed, but the point that Cik Masri mentioned is, if you feel like a quantitative is difficult, not for you, you can still do the qualitative. We will cover the qualitative aspect next week, inshallah.
Okay.
Here at PhD level, we discuss, right?
Mhm.
Me as a supervisor, I don't tell students, you have to do this, you have to do that.
Mhm.
Right. So we discuss what the students want to do, and as a supervisor, I will guide, right, Dr. Sufyan?
Mhm.
We are not like, we ask the students, we give direction.
Mhm.
No, at
Mhm.
PhD level,
We cannot force a student. If not, the student
Oh.
will not learn that topics
Yeah.
okay, voluntary. Ataupun dia nak belajar betul-betul lah. Kalau kita force dia tak jadilah.
Yeah.
right?
We
So,
need to give freedom for them.
so it should come from the student, right? What you want to do, and we are here to help. Just like I said, I'm your supervisor, right? And of course, we have other people to help everybody. We are here to help everybody. So we are not here just talking about one person. It's
Okay.
this class is also designed to help students to
Mhm.
write the thesis and finish on time.
Mhm.
Because previously, when we did not require the students to take this class, there were some students who went missing in action. Dr. Sufyan, they didn't know what to do. There is no class, so they didn't reach the supervisor. They went missing in action. So,
Prof, kalau saya share sedikit lah dari pelaksanaan di Jepun.
sure.
Sebab saya grad di Jepun kan.
Okay.
Oh.
Doktor buat PhD
So-
di Jepun,
Ya, kat Jepun.
Okay. Good.
Kat Jepun dia kita pelik kenapa Jepun mesti habis dalam 3 tahun. Dia memang wajib lah. Wajib dalam 3 tahun. Dia berbeza sikit in Indonesia, Malaysia or UK or US tak. US lagi berbeza lah kan. So in Japan University, we need to present every 6 months to our panel. Panel tu panel yang sama. Contohnya untuk Y1 nanti dia ada panel. So every 6 months they need to present what they did. Every 6 months. Menyebabkan pelajar tu terpaksa present kan. Dia terpaksa pergi conference apa semua kan. So every 6 months they present. And then dia memang dapat habis dalam 3 tahun tu lah. So berbeza dekat Malaysia dia macam dekat Indonesia is good. We have curriculum 1, proposal defense, curriculum 2, whatever also is very good. Okay. It's similar procedure, but this how people in Japan graduated in 3 years. So dia kena paksa lah setiap semester tu dia kena present kan. Dia tak boleh lari lah. Macam tu lah. Sama kat saya lah. Teruk juga lah tak boleh lari kan. Okay.
So that's what we plan to do here at Unishams. We have this class. So in this class, we discuss not only from the textbook, but we can discuss our, the process of writing the thesis, and we design the steps, colloquium 1, and then proposal defense, colloquium 2, and then mock viva and the viva. So we are trying to help the students to finish on time. So inshallah,
Even there is someone said,
inshallah, everybody, if you just follow, don't be missing in action. You just need to continue and follow and communicate with your supervisor, right? And your fellow students, and your fellow students also could help. Yeah, there are some people here who can help you. So
Okay, thank you.
we are here to help, everybody. Don't be stressed.
Yes.
Yes.
Prof, 1 minute, Prof.
Sure.
Okay, my research is whatever Dr. Sofyan and Mr. Hamzah say that we need the problem. So in Indonesia, I try to, my research is about optimize wakaf productive by using benefit of insurance Sharia. We have a problem here. Our potential wakaf money, cash wakaf, is about 180 trillion. But in fact, right now, we only achieve less than 1 trillion. So there is a problem because we know 87% of
Right.
Indonesia population is Muslim, which is huge. Actually,
Right.
potential also is huge. So
Good.
my tension is one, there is any variety of wakaf. So I take insurance. Why insurance? Because this is also a potential. We can wakaf in big amount, but we only pay such, yeah, because this is from benefit of insurance Sharia.
You
Okay.
have
So,
wakaf takaful. You
yes,
You
yes,
have takaful wakaf, right? Or wakaf takaful.
yes, Prof. So is this okay? I mean, what in your because in Indonesia also the perspective of insurance is low, but also wakaf also low, still low. I mean, if you're talking about wakaf, then people, most of them still don't understand that we actually can wakaf by using cash money. They only their opinion or their thinking was we can wakaf in only land and the buildings, such thing.
Yeah.
So yeah. So by using benefit of insurance Sharia, so this is also potential, a good potential. I mean, big potential also. So I try to, my research is about that. So can you give me some idea? It is good, or maybe also the, what is that? The methodology. Can we use quanti or quali? Because some of my colleagues say quali is good because easier, the same as Bututi say, because why? This is about behavior, people behavior in Indonesia. They know that wakaf is very important, right? As important as, okay, if I need some of what they call, when I got pension, so I need what is every month that I can get some money for my asset, maybe like that. Wakaf is like that. They understand, but then when they want to wakaf, or when do a cash wakaf, they don't enough money, or sometimes it's still number the last one. They still, okay, I need my children education, my pension, blah blah blah, etc. But it's very important. In between that, there is a gap. So I try to, my research is about that. Yes, Prof, can you give some idea or suggestion? And also Dr. Sofia, maybe. Thank you.
The problem statement is very good. We can clearly see what the problem is. That is the we call the low acceptance towards wakaf, right? Now the next question is, you want to do quali or quanti? So that's the next question, right? If you want
Yes,
to do,
Prof.
okay, so you have an option to do quali or quanti. For example, you want to do quali, right? You can choose, you set your objectives, and then the next thing is to answer the objective, right? For example, you want to use quali, right? So to answer the objective, you can find the data from using interview, for example, right?
Okay.
That's one way to do it qualitatively. Also, you can use quanti, okay? If you decide to use quanti, you have to decide your DV, right? And I think your DV here is the acceptance of Waqaf Takaful, okay? The acceptance of Waqaf Takaful. So if you decide that your DV is acceptance, because in the problem statement, it seems like, you know, the low acceptance of Muslim population towards the Waqaf in general, right? Is still very low. So to me, it seems like your DV is acceptance, right? Right. So suppose your DV is acceptance, then you need to look at the suitable underpinning theory regarding acceptance, right? There are three theories that you can combine. Okay, one is called technology acceptance model, TAM, technology acceptance model. Number two is DIT, diffusion innovation theory. DIT, diffusion innovation theory. And three, UTAUT. UTAUT. Let me write it down here.
Yes.
Okay, let me try. So you can combine these three theory. Number one is
Kena buka word baru kat Prof. Lagi lari tu.
tak apa, nanti saya delete semula.
Tu kita lupa ada tengah orang.
Nanti saya
Thank you,
delete.
Prof.
And then number two, you just Google. You just
Okay.
Google.
Yes.
It will quickly give you this three. And then number three is UTAUT, right? Okay, suppose you Google these three theories, right?
Yeah.
And then they will give you the theoretical framework, right? Then you decide, okay, number one, your DV is clear, acceptance towards Waqaf Takaful, right? Or in Indonesia, they call insurance. In Malaysia, we call Takaful because insurance is conventional.
Insurance, we have two insurance type. One is conventional, another one is Sharia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So later on, you will decide your IVs, right? You decide your IVs. Then we can discuss later. First, you look up these three models. Okay, your DV is acceptance. Your IVs, you have to take a while, like Dr. Sufyan said. You have to sit down for a couple of hours thinking about what is the significant IV, what is the significant moderating, what is the significant mediating. You can discuss with your supervisor, or you can discuss with me, or you can ask Dr. Sufyan. Yes. He's an
Ibu
expert.
Susi, what is your SV? Ibu Susi.
Yes.
SV siapa?
Prof. Muhammad.
Jadi Ibu Susi master dulu, Ibu Susi buat apa? Master
My
level.
master is long time ago, 2004. Dr.
Quali or quanti?
I think quanti. I using quanti.
Quanti
And
mean
in
you use SPSS.
Yes, probably at the time. It was a long time ago, 2004. I finished my master. So,
You have very good issues, very good problems, okay? But it depends on you on quali or quanti. But I think it's like quanti.
Quanti
It's
ya.
easy for quanti. I
Okay,
think.
okay.
Prof kan rasa macam okay.
Yeah, I think this one is almost settled. Just look up these three models, right?
Yeah.
And then from the three model, it will give you some idea of what IVs to choose. Your DV is clear. Your DV is acceptance, right? So
Okay, yeah.
so I saw that you have written on TPB. So you just modify the instead of using TPB, I think you look up these three models and print out technology acceptance model and the
Okay.
diffusion innovation theory. You put up on your
Yeah.
wall. Put out on your wall. You tell right so that you can see. Okay,
Right.
this is DV, and then IV in technology acceptance model is what? Perceived ease of use, for example, perceived compatibility. Diffusion innovation theory also have some IVs. UTAUT also has some IVs, right? So then you think, like Dr. Sufyan said, okay, take some time to think about
Yeah.
the variables that are significant to be included, and you, of course, you have to justify why you include those variables. So determine what your IVs are, what your mediating, if any, and what is your moderating. Your DV is clear. So in this case, it's good because you have a good and solid problem statement, and you already know your DV. Now it's just to choose your IV, mediating, and moderating, right? Next
Cuma
question.
Ibu Susi tadi, bila Ibu Susi cerita tadi, dia ada macam dua. Satu, acceptance toward takaful wakaf, or ataupun you want to check on literacy. Literacy ni masuk literacy ni knowledge. So which one? Acceptance of the insurance wakaf, or you want to check about the literacy of the public about the wakaf? So which one? Macam ada dua lah just now. When you explain, there is like two issues you want to go. Whether you want to go for literacy,
Right.
or you want to go acceptance of the products. It's like product like.
Yeah, I
which
choose
one?
acceptance in the product because
Okay.
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
this
Because
is
just now
more.
you gave you want to educate. If you want to educate the public, we call it literacy. But it's not that one. I think you go for Islamic product. We call it takaful wakaf. In Malaysia, we call it takaful.
Oh, okay.
It's Islamic insurance is takaful. We call it in Malaysia.
Oh, we are here in Indonesia. We talk about insurance syariah. Yes,
Okay.
we know insurance. There is the first is conventional, but we do have a syariah. And another product is a wakaf product is a wakaf. Insurance syariah.
Okay, it's very clear. So you go for the
Acceptance.
insurance syariah wakaf, or how to rearrange. I don't know. you can.
Insurance, yeah.
Yeah.
Wakaf syariah, insurance syariah. We call it insurance syariah.
Okay,
Okay.
that's good.
So in fact, Prof, right now I also make a question for questioner. So that is goes to Quanti, I think. So you said before we only need 100. Is that correct? Dr. Sofyan or Prof say we only need 100. So I think it's not too many. It's not easy also, but because we can also Google form, maybe we can. I know pandemic is very. Yeah, everyone affected, right? But I think if 100, not too difficult to.
Don't
Is that
worry.
correct? 100 only?
Don't worry about that yet, Ibu Susi.
Colloquium 1 only. I don't
So you
colloquium
focus
1.
on colloquium 1 first. Focus on your DV, your IV, your moderating, your mediating. You just write your initial plan. Don't worry about
Yes, thank you,
questionnaire yet.
Prof.
Don't worry about
Yes, too
questionnaire
far,
yet.
yeah, Prof.
You are too advanced.
Actually, Prof,
Oh.
actually,
Yes.
my research has it has three theories: UTAUT, TERM, and TPB. Is it okay
It's
to
okay.
share with
Please.
Ibususi?
Please share. Okay, you
Because
can
I think
share.
it will help her to look through
Please share.
and form her theories, because we share the same theories somehow.
Okay, you can share now.
Is it okay, Ibususi? She's offline.
Pak Prayogi Pak. Nama Pak Prayogi Pak Prayogi pun buat macam tu juga. Buat apa Pak? Pak Prayogi dengar tak? Dengar?
Sebentar, saya
Pak
belum
Prayogi buat apa
paham nih.
tadi macam sama dengan saya. Tapi Pak Prayogi punya isu apa?
Awalnya saya mau ke Pak Prof, cuman akhirnya karena saya Department of Islamic Banking kalau di Malaysia, kalau di Indonesia syariah perbankan syariah. So saya lihat kita acceptance itu cuma 6% setelah
Iya, kecil sekali.
kira-kira hampir 30 tahun. Jadi
Ulang semula Bapak Prayogi. 6% is what? 6%?
acceptance asset of Islamic banking in Indonesia is only approximately 6%.
You have the data.
Yes,
Okay,
that is
good.
from I think from OJK report,
Good.
authority
Good.
report.
Good.
So what is the problem? Saya lihat di Malai, kalau saya tidak salah itu hampir 30%, saya kira. Saya pernah lihat datanya, Malaysia hampir 30%, kalau Indonesia baru sekitar 6%, 5-6%. Nah, what is the problem in Indonesia? Maka dari itu, saya kira kita perlu, what is problemnya? Mungkin acceptance of Islamic banking itu yang jadi masalah. Nah, dengan begitu, saya kira I want to develop I want to conduct my research about what is the problem and how to solve it. Saya kira seperti itu Dr. Sofyan dan Prof. Yusuf.
Macam Ibu Susi tadi kan. So Pak Prayogi punya research macam Ibu Susi lah. Whether you want to go for online Islamic finance acceptance ataupun towards literacy. So which one?
Maybe for the literacy, but
financial literacy, Islamic financial literacy.
Yes, maybe. I think I prefer to that issue.
So saya nampak macam beda sikit lah. So Pak Prayogi akan ke ke arah financial literacy, I think. Islamic financial literacy.
Yeah, acceptance of Islamic banking, like that. Not the digital technology, digital banking or online banking or digital marketing.
Faham lah. So berbeza sedikit lah dengan with the Mr. Hamzah punya, Namungo Hamzah punya framework is different. So Pak Prayogi is different. Pak Susi pun different, and Ibu Susi, Ibu Tuti pun tak sama, semua tak sama lah. It's very good lah. But I think we share almost similar framework ataupun independent theory, almost similar.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, in our research method is almost similar. We are different in the first two part. After research method, it's almost similar. I think maybe Prof can give some comments about our group.
Yeah, I will give inshallah later. Now, Mr. Hamzah, you want to share your draft?
Oh, sorry, I was saying I can share with her maybe email, but now I'm on the phone. My computer is out. I can't share.
All right.
But I can share next class. Prepare when I'm prepared with my computer.
So excuse me, Mr. Hamzah, you share with me by email. So I give you my email, or you share.
Yeah. We can.
Or could put in our WhatsApp group.
Okay, you
Everybody can see.
WhatsApp.
Oh, okay. So everyone can, yeah.
No,
WhatsApp
it
on the
depends on
group.
Mr.
Sorry.
Hamzah.
So everyone can also, yeah. Thank you.
Can you see?
You share
Can
on
you
the group
share
the email.
the
You
WhatsApp
share the
group?
email on the group, then I'll share.
You
Yeah.
can share in our WhatsApp group if you
Yes.
don't mind, so that it will
Yes.
help other students.
Actually, even for Ibututi, we have to share, and then I read her there's a document she put about her research, and we can also share and then go through to see that we can help each other.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
the idea is we help each other. Good, good.
Yes.
All right. So now
Mhm.
we go to the question by Dr. Sufyan. It seems like there are some similarities among some of us. So what's my opinion? Number one, what we should avoid is what do you call? Higher level of similarity, right? That what we should avoid is higher level of similarity, right? It is still okay, in my opinion, if we can show that our theses are different. According to Turnitin, the similarity index must be less than 30%, right? We have like Turnitin is a package that will check your thesis, and your thesis, the similarity index of your thesis must be less than 30%. If we can satisfy that, it's okay. So that means, of course, we cannot avoid having some overlapping.
Mhm.
For example, my thesis has 26% similarity index because there is some similarity with previous thesis and
Yeah,
previous
yeah.
research. We cannot avoid,
Mhm.
all right? But at least we have to differ. How do you differ? Okay, that is the question. How do you differ? The best thing is you look at other research, you look at other theses, right? You look at only from the perspective of how they write literature review, how they write chapter 1, how they write chapter 3, but you write in your own style, all right? You don't copy paste. I give you my thesis, you don't copy paste, right? You just look at how other people write their thesis, right? And then you write in your own style, in your own words. That's what I did. Although I referred to other theses, I referred to 4 theses, right? So that it can guide me on what to write next. Okay, after literature review, what I need to write next. Because at that time there was no such thing as no class like this. So I was on my own, right? So write in your own style. You use other research, other thesis as a guide, as a guru to you, besides your supervisor, right? And then you write in your own style. It turned out after Viva, my Turnitin of my thesis was 26%. And at UNISHAM, we allow 30%. So it's still
Tinggi
okay.
ya, very high ya, very high ya, 30%.
Yeah, 30% is quite high. So
Yeah, very high. And Indonesia Turnitin, how they check you know?
we will check.
Do you have application or you know?
We subscribe to Turnitin. Unisham subscribe to
That's right,
Turnitin.
the application. Yeah, Turnitin kan. Turn in ya.
Turn it
Turn in.
in. Turn it
Turn.
in.
Oh, turn in it. Yeah. Yeah.
So some university 10%, some university 20%, but Unisham 30%. But it doesn't mean you can copy paste. Huh? Even I didn't copy paste anything. The similarity index is 26% because the turning in is mechanical. Chapter 1 introduction. It says I copy from someone else. For example, right? Literature review.
Prof.
So
Hello,
any
Prof.
words that are similar with previous thesis, you know, turning in will capture as if you copy paste, right? So as a conclusion, it says I copy paste. No, that's my own word. But it happens to be
Okay.
similar with other theses, right? Okay, go ahead.
Prof. Now, what I see now is the problem statement, the practical problem, and the underpinning theory of our studies. They look similar.
Right.
Because me, I have term, I have UTOUT. Most of my constructs are from UTOUT.
Right. Right.
As I mentioned, if you see UTOUT, there is social factors as one of the constructs, facilitating conditions. If you look at my problem on the ground here, you see socially, people tend to do things because of social peer pressure and all that. So the theory and the practical problem, the constructs in the theory and my practical problem, they match. Even the phone, the gadgets. So I think what we can also do is to look at the theory, underpinning theories we have, and adjust according to our problems. I see in UTOUT, there are mediating variables like age. I saw age, gender, I think, and all those. I think if the mediating variables can differ, or we can add constructs from other theories, I think our research can be different. The difference lies in using the same constructs. If you use the constructs the same way, you will find yourself using the same previous studies in your literature review. So I think we can look at the theories and see how we construct the theoretical framework suiting our practical problem, and at the same time addressing the similarities that might come later in the later stage.
Agree. But for the time being, just do your own, right? Just do your own, because we can differ in terms of context also. Like Mr. Hamzah is doing in Uganda, and Dr. Sophian in Malaysia, and the respondents are university students, right? So in terms of the theoretical framework, I also agree that we have to differ. It cannot be 100% the same. For example, Dr. Sophian and Mr. Hamzah use the same theoretical framework. So it cannot be like that. Right, I agree. But so far, I don't see any problem, because it's different now. So far, no two PhD candidates are using exactly the same theoretical framework, right? So good point. We have also it is our responsibility also to check that no two PhD candidates can have exactly the same framework.
Yeah.
Although they may share some similar IVs, right? Like my thesis also shared some similar IVs with previous thesis, right? But it's not 100% the same. As long as we differ, that's what I mentioned earlier. We have to have novelty. Novelty means what we do is noble, means new. New means different from others, different from previous studies, different from other students, right? And this question was posed in one of the PhD workshop that I attended. One PhD student at that time asked the professor, "Professor, suppose there are two students doing exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. Is that going to be a problem?" The professor said, yes. If two students doing exactly the same thing, there'll be a problem. The same framework, the same context, the same respondents, for example. Then what do we do? For example, the PhD candidate said, my thesis is the same as another person's thesis. What do I do? The professor said, you try to finish faster than him.
Oh,
No, that's, I think,
is it the joke? Is it the joke?
I think it's meant to be a joke.
Yes.
You try to finish faster than him. But, and then he elaborated. Okay.
And then register to the intellectual property. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it will be winning.
So that's the PhD workshop that I attended. Seriously, the professor said you have to differ. Okay, try to be different. Try to use different IVs. Differ a little bit. Okay, you can differ in terms of the moderating, and then if someone, for example, use the same construct, you can use different items. For example, in my case, other studies use religiosity, but I use Islamic religiosity, which has totally different items included in the variable. So we have to avoid using exactly the same framework. That is correct. But so far, I don't see any problem. No framework are totally the same so far. All right. Just remember to write in your own words, like I said. Okay.
Excuse me.
Sure.
Yeah, Dr. Sofyan, said that we have to have the three expert, right? Well, at least three expert. One of it is English from UK. What's it? UK? Apa, Dr. Sofyan?
The number of expert validation, the best one is 3. But you can use 1, 2, or 3, depend on your supervisor.
Okay.
In the 3 expert, you should have at least one from the UK background.
For English purposes. For
English. The English purposes.
Yes.
Oh.
It means that we have language checking, and statistical checking, and content checking. Okay, content, you should select somebody who are in the area. Not area in your state, area in your research. Area, for example, if you're Islamic banking, one of the experts should be from Islamic banking.
Yeah.
And then for the language, at least one graduated from the UK. Or you can get, if you can get the lecturer from the UK, it's the best. But it depends on you, because I don't know somebody from UK. So I just ask somebody who are graduated from UK. And then the third one is somebody who have a statistical knowledge.
Yeah.
Or somebody who already did the questionnaire. So if you have these 3 experts, so it should be okay. Your questionnaire should be look more.
If not only just 2. Itu tak apa ya. 2 tak apa ya. Susah cari orang yang punya letter background from UK.
Oh, in Malaysia we have so many,
Oh yeah.
so many,
So can I can
so
I
many.
have one? Can
So
I have
many.
one? Yeah, because you are, the Commonwealth of British in the past.
Yeah,
While
yeah,
in,
so many, so
in
many.
Indonesia, very
Not
difficult.
the UK. It can be in who are lecturer from graduated from US or
Oh.
Australia or Aussie, Australia. It can be anybody's. Okay.
Mm.
But we have so many lecturers in Malaysia.
Mm.
Okay, so if you want to ask about the recommendation, I can recommend a few people.
Okay then. Yeah. Okay, later ya. Later
Or
ya,
you
Dok.
can ask Prof Yusuf also. I think Prof Yusuf also know a vast lecturer, many lecturers in Malaysia. So I think also you can ask from your supervisor. It's the best. Okay, tapi itu maksimum 3. It depend on you lah, nak buat 1 ke 2 ke.
Ya, ambil 1 aja atau 2 ya. Boleh ya?
Ikutlah kan.
Ya,
Kalau
boleh.
rajin buat 3.
Tapi saya tidak ada statistikal kan? No.
Mestilah ada.
Kuali with
Buat kuali ke kuanti? Tadi cakap kuanti kan.
tapi advice untuk pakai kuali.
Siapa yang advice?
Tadi Pak Masri dan you also said
Pak Masri kata if you not comfortable with quanti, you can do the quali, but the decision is based on you, not other people. So Ibu Tuti nak buat quali ke quanti?
I think I goes to quanti. Dr.
Ibu
Sofyan.
Susi go quanti. Pak Prayogi quanti kan tadi kan? Pak Prayogi. Pak Prayogi Kuanti kan?
have the option.
Insyaallah.
Jadi Ibu
pakai
Tuti kuanti atau kuali Ibu
Insyaallah.
Tuti?
You have the option not to quantitative research, not to do.
Yeah.
So what do you mean?
You can select kuanti or kuali. Which one?
Oke. Ya nanti saya akan ini. Kalau saya mau pakai, ya
So
oke.
which one? So dalam ni Ibu Susi kuanti.
Kalau kuali,
kuanti.
Yeah, okay. Kuali, when last meeting, last class, it has to be attached with the recording and then interview, which is at this moment is very difficult, So the time I then change to quanti because quanti do not need, this kind of attachment. So probably quanti is much easier for this time rather than quali.
It's not true.
No, sekarang it's not true. Jadi,
Listen.
Okay.
Both quanti and quali will have the same challenges. That is, we cannot meet face to face.
Yes.
But there are options. Even quanti, you cannot send. You cannot send your questionnaire to the respondents and meet with the respondents like previously. Now you have to choose the e-surveys, for example. Yeah, Dr. Sufiana, it's now more difficult to do cluster sampling, stratified sampling, because we simply cannot perform the classified or cluster sampling, for example, because we cannot go and distribute personally the questionnaire, right?
Between that, both quali has their problems and quanti also have their challenges.
Yeah.
Both.
Okay,
Dua-dua susah.
Okay, let me continue. So it's not true. And for quali, of course, we mentioned before, you cannot do participant observation, for example. You cannot go now. You cannot even do non-participant observation, right? But if you decide to use what do you call interview? No, quali. We're talking about quali now.
Okay, yeah.
Like I mentioned before, it's not true that. So for quanti, it has challenges also. For quali also, you cannot do participant observation. You cannot do non-participant observation. We talked about this before, right? But there are ways you can do, for example, interview experts, right? Interview experts using Zoom. You just record, you transcribe, right? And then you analyze using NVivo. So it's not true like quantitative is easier than quali. I do not agree. Right? I do not agree at all. So it's still the student's choice. It's still the student's choice. All right. So so it's a choice of the students to decide. Okay, you cannot say, oh, this person asked me to do. It's the student's choice actually. You spend some time, think about it, discuss with your supervisor. Ibu Tuti can call me anytime, discuss with me. I'm more comfortable with quali, for example. I want to do quanti, for example. So at PhD level, you decide, all right? We are here to guide you. We are here to help you. Okay. And I mentioned it before, right? You want to get married, right? Suppose you want to get married. 5 men are waiting in line for you to, you know, to select you as the wife, right? 5 men. And then the first man came, oh, I'm not sure. The second man came, you said no. The third man, not sure. And so you're not sure. You cannot get married.
The prof tu what the prof mean there, you should select your topic, you select your quality or quantity because you want to select that topics. Okay. For example, if you are lecturers, because after you're graduating, you're going to be expert in that area. So that's why it is important that you select quantity or quality because you want to do that. Because dua-dua susah. Both of the method is difficult challenges, but you do because you want to do that particular area or that method. I think that is what the prof Yusuf want to highlight. I think.
Yeah.
Betul tak, prof?
Betul. So you have to decide. And don't wait too long. That's what I mean. Don't wait too long to decide. This is already the 6th week, I think. You should have decided by now. If you're still undecided, okay, you can contact me. We can further discuss. You want to do something that is manageable, I think. That you are familiar with, you think you can manage, you can finish on time. All right. So, like I said, if you still cannot decide, we cannot go. If you still cannot decide quali or quanti, we cannot go. Last time I said, if you decide, for example, you want to use quanti, and then you have framework, you know your DV, you know your IV, then we can go. Then you can start the car. Now you have the car already. We can start and go to our destination. But if you haven't decided, you don't have a car, we cannot go. You're stuck at your house. That's just an analogy.
Yeah.
So I mentioned also one of my friends. Let me repeat the story. It's a true story. He didn't finish his PhD because his supervisor said, please read at least 100 articles. You come and see me because we want to determine your IV, your DV. We want to determine your DV. And then It took him a long time. I don't know what happened. Finally, he couldn't finish. And then I called him. I said, have you finished your PhD? He said, no, I didn't finish after 3 years. Can you tell me why, what's the problem? He said, I cannot find my DV. He said jokingly, I cannot find my DV.
Or he cannot find the problem. The
Yeah,
problem.
after 3 years. So he couldn't finish. That's a true story. So we want to help you, right? You have to know what you want to do. Okay. The topic that you want to do, then you choose the method, right? So that we can help you. Okay, if you choose quanti, we'll help you with quanti. If you choose quali,
Yeah, okay.
we'll help you with quali.
Okay,
It's
quanti, yeah.
it's your choice, actually. It's your choice. We will not force you to do any you know, we will not force you to do anything. It's what you want to do. We are here to help. Think about it that way. All right. So that
Yeah.
after you get PhD, you are an expert in your area, right? So you have to know. If someone told you to do everything, at the end of the day, you don't know because you just did what others ask you to do. So you have to, this is for everybody. I'm not talking about any particular person. This is for everybody. After getting your PhD, you will be called doctor, right? Doctor carries some weight, you know. You are a doctor now. You are an expert in your area, right? Means you know how to do the research independently, and you can guide others to do research. I think that's what it means. At some universities, if you get a doctor, you'll be given some administrative duty. To me, it's ironic. A doctor is not, you know, if you have a PhD, it doesn't mean you are good with doing some administrative jobs. We at PhD level, we learn nothing about doing administrative job, right? But at some universities, I'm talking in general, you get your PhD, you are appointed as dean, or you know, coordinator or something, because you got PhD, and I think it's ironic. PhD is about the process of doing research, getting new knowledge, expanding the horizon of knowledge, right? At one time, when I was teaching master student, this master student, they asked me a question. Master student from Somalia, Nigeria, okay. So they asked me a question. Doctor, who is more knowledgeable? Religious teachers from what do you call traditional religious school, or university lecturers? Let me repeat the question. Question from master student. Doctor, what's your opinion? Who is more knowledgeable? Religious teachers from traditional Islamic schools, or university lecturers? Right. So my question is, I don't know. I cannot answer your question, but I can tell you this. Both have the advantage. Probably religious teachers they memorize many
Yes.
texts, many kutub, many religious books, right? Maybe they memorize the Quran, maybe they memorize hundreds of hadith. And the student said, true. Many of them memorize Quran, memorize hundreds of hadiths, and memorize many religious texts. So that's in terms of that, they are more knowledgeable. However, university lecturers with PhD, they know how to do research. They know the process of doing research. So both have the advantage. So that was my answer. Okay, anyway, the point is,
Tepat. The explanation is accurate, almost accurate.
so because the perception is when you have a PhD, you must be knowledgeable. You must read many books, you know. You
Sometimes when you are finished PhD, people will come and ask to you to comment everything.
right.
Sometimes it's not related with your studies. You need to give
Yeah.
a comment.
It's not like that. You have a PhD, you are expert in your area, right? You know how to do research later. You know, the process of doing research is about getting new knowledge, right? So that's what PhD is all about. It doesn't mean you know everything, not like that. All right. Just sharing, you know. Hopefully it give us some perspective of what PhD is all about, you know. Okay. Can we continue? Let me try to.
Yeah.
All right. Can you see the screen sharing now? Research methodology. So like I
Yes.
mentioned,
Yes.
like I mentioned before, if you want to use acceptance, these are the underpinning theory that you can use. Technology acceptance model, diffusion, innovation theory, and UTAUT. You can combine it also with TPB if you want, you know. But bear in mind that our theoretical framework should be different from others. At one point, you will defend at colloquium 1, right? And at one point, you will defend at proposal defense. And at that stage, we will check, you know, if there are too much similarity with other students, we might ask you to change. Yeah, Dr. Sufyan, maybe later on we'll find out, oh, what you do is exactly like Dr. Sufyan, for example. Then you have to check.
Maybe.
And then we will, at that time, we will check, right? We will, the examiner will give you suggestions, right? If you find that for example, you are doing exactly like my thesis. Hey, your thesis is just like Dr. Yusuf's thesis. You are required to change. Okay. So, there are some overlapping that we allow. Okay, for example, you want to use attitude, for example, right? Other people have used attitude. There's nothing wrong, but the whole theoretical framework that you develop must be different in terms of your framework must extend the framework of others. Yeah, must extend.
Yeah.
That is called the novelty. At PhD level, usually the novelty comes from selection of different variable as your IV, right? selection of different variable, maybe as your moderating, right? And remember that you cannot just throw in the variable. When you put the variable, it has to be justified, right? This is an example of a theoretical framework based on TPB. Every variable that is included in the theoretical framework must be justified. Why attitude is included? Why subjective norm is included? Why perceived behavior is included? Why moral obligation is added as another variable? Why Islamic religiosity is included as moderating variable? Right. So everything must be justified. Is it 100% different from others? No. This model is adopted from Eisen. Eisen used attitude, subjective norm, perceived behavioral control, intention, and compliance, right? And also adopted from Kamil, Zainal, and Ram Al-Jafri. Zainal stopped at intention. Zainal doesn't use compliance, right? And Kamil doesn't use intention. In Kamil's work, there's no intention. In Ram Al-Jafri works, there is no Islamic religiosity. And in all the framework, in all previous studies, there is no moral obligation included in the previous thesis. So somewhat different, somewhat noble. This is noble because Islamic religiosity was never used in TPB before. And moral obligation was used in journals, but not in research or in PhD thesis. Okay, none of these people, Eisen, Kamil, Zainal, Ram Al-Jafri, used moral obligation.
Okay.
None of them use Islamic religiosity, although Zainal used religiosity, Kamil used religiosity, but from Western perspective. So that is called the novelty. Your framework must be somewhat different, although there are similarities. Okay, so you extend. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, the selection of the researcher like Eisen, Kamil, this one is by ourselves.
Yes.
You know, this, so we can use anyone to meet the requirement of this TF. You call it TPB, but this in here you call it the FW framework. Which one actually? What's the difference? Framework and TPB. TPB is.
Okay, the question is, what is the difference between theoretical framework and TPB?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Theoretical framework is a master plan. It's like when you want to build a house, right? You have to have a plan of the house.
Yes, design architecture.
Yeah, the plan of the house, right? You want to write a thesis using quantitative. Using quantitative.
Yeah.
You have to have
quantitative.
a theoretical framework, right?
Yeah.
That is clear?
Yeah.
Only in quantitative theory, you have to use the theoretical framework.
Yeah.
If you use quali, you don't need theoretical framework. Today's topic is on the research method of quantitative research. Inshallah, after this, we will cover the research method for
Mhm.
qualitative research.
Yeah.
Okay, what is TPB? TPB is a theory of planned behavior. It's
Yeah.
called the underpinning theory. Underpinning theory is the theory that researchers use to base their theoretical framework. Right. For example, you want to have a plan of a house, right?
Mhm.
Then you have to choose a couple of plans. Maybe plan of the house of your friend, plan of the house of your mother-in-law, plan of a house of your parents, your plan of a house of your brother, right? Then you look up, you refer to their plans, then you want to write or you want to draw your own plan, right?
Yeah.
So TPB is the underpinning theory, meaning the researcher use the theory as an underpinning or as a base, as a foundation to write the theoretical framework. In this case, this researcher choose TPB. TPB consists of 5 variables. The first one is compliance behavior as the dependent variable. The second one is intention as the mediating variable. The third one is attitude as independent variable, subjective norm as the second independent variable, and perceived behavioral control as the third independent variable. This is called TPB. The first 5 variables, these are from TPB, adopted from TPB, which was developed by Eisen in 1991. Did I answer your question?
So this one TPB, yeah. TPB for qualitative. What, you know? So from the was it the framework? What is the variable going to be used? Is it the same with the
No, it must be different. It depends on your thesis. This is just an
Must be different.
example. This is just an example.
Okay.
Don't copy paste this one.
Yeah.
This is just an example.
Yeah.
When you choose your own topic
Okay.
and you choose quantitative,
Mhm.
you choose your own. Sorry, I was lost. Internet problem. Okay, I will have to share again.
And is the
Next.
poor
Oh, next.
connection.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. I'm back. Can you hear me?
Salam, yes. Waalaikumsalam.
Okay.
Oh,
Ah,
abang
udah
nampak.
nampak.
Okay. So let me repeat. I'm sharing this thesis to show you how to do thesis. All right. Don't copy paste. Don't use the same
Yeah, yeah.
variable. Don't use the same variable. The variables that you choose depends on your topic. You have to determine your own DB. So in this case, the DB is compliance behavior. Why the researcher include this one? The researcher needs to justify. So in your case, if you decide to do quantitative, you have to decide what is your DV, right? If you have mediating, what is your mediating? It doesn't have to be the same. It should be different. Although you can adapt and adopt It can be the same, it can be different, but it cannot be 100% different. Okay, so this is just an example. I want to show you how to write the theoretical framework. Don't use the same framework.
Yeah.
Because the topic is different. This topic for this research is the compliance behavior of income zakat. If you do something else, you have to come up with your own DV, your own IV, right? Dr. Sufyan has different DV, different IV.
Yes,
Nothing the
yes.
same.
My moderating variable is not similar. Moderating variable. Sure, our theory is fit with our objective of research. Okay, so we need to inline. In our research, there are our theory, our issues, research objective, and research question should be inline. Okay, so kalau setiap orang berbeza lah, according to the
Yes. At this stage, everyone needs to think his or her DV, mediating, moderating, IVs. It has to be somewhat different. It cannot be 100% the same. Copycat, no. But you can adapt and adopt. Adapt means, you know, you take some, one or two, and then you combine with others, right? So that it is different. All right. Okay. So the first point I want to make is, what time is it? Oh, it's very fast. We have, okay.
Country.
So the
Today
first,
is quite active.
today is quite active. Very good. It's actually very good.
That's why time goes fast.
Yes, yes. It's actually very good. We are here to learn. Okay. Please ask questions. Don't be shy. Remember, we are here to learn. If you make mistakes at this stage, it's very good. It's excellent. Okay. Not many people can do it right the first time. Most people do it wrong the first time. Right? So if you make mistakes, you can learn later. It's all right to make mistakes. Learn from the mistake. Eh? Assalamualaikum. I'm back. There is some internet problem. Okay, Assalamualaikum. I'm back. Sorry about the internet problem. Can you hear me? Okay, let's continue. The first thing I want to mention is
then boleh tunjuk kat saya lah, saya boleh bagi sedikit komen
Yeah,
lah.
okay, yeah, okay, good, thank you.
Sesuai.
Yeah, nanti
Or you
saya,
can also show to our prof juga sesuai.
Yeah,
Kena
yeah,
Ibu Tuti
tidak
lah, dia nak buat
sesuai.
kuali atau kuanti. Sekarang dia nak buat
Okay.
kuanti, lepas tu dia tanya teori dia kan. So
oh, Ibu Tuti nak buat kuanti ya.
teori
It's actually your choice.
base apa yang dia nak buat lah.
Iya kan sudah kuat. Hello, hello.
Hello, yes.
Yeah, hello. Huh? Yeah. So now stack stack with quanti, with DV is what's that here is trust, yeah, level trust. So my question is, it's look like I cannot using DPB, yeah. So I cannot, yeah. I have to find out another theory,
Right.
on trust, yeah.
Yes.
So probably if I make a drawing, it's not like yours, using subject, form, attitude, etc.
No.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It must be different.
Yeah, it must be different.
This
Yeah.
is just an example.
Yeah. That's true. Okay, so this is, what I'm now have to stick on that.
Okay. For everybody,
Yeah.
how do you choose your theoretical framework?
Mhm.
I think I mentioned it before, and I would like to mention it again. Please find
Mhm.
a few research, a few complete research, and better, a few theses that have passed using the same DV. Let me repeat. Please find a few complete research. Complete research means have all the 5 chapters, right? Or a few PhD theses using the same DV. Okay. You need to understand the DV. That's why DV is important. Okay. For example, Ibu Tuti can choose. Okay. If you want to choose trust, stick to trust.
Yeah.
But wait. Please find a few research or a
Yeah.
few theses based on trust, with the
Yeah.
DV as trust.
Yeah.
Otherwise, choose another DV, because that is just my personal. It's not written in any research methodology textbook. This is just from my experience of supervising students, right? So
Maksud Prof dia, maksudnya kalau Ibu Tuti buat trust, tapi susah nak cari previous research, susah nak cari teori, susah nak cari data, then it is better you change your DV. It means you change your topics. There is have more established literature yang mudah cari teori, mudah cari teori tesis-tesis yang ada, mudah cari jurnal. Itu maksud Prof lah, itu maksud Prof kan?
yeah, betul.
Yeah.
So before selecting the DV, just now, okay, Ibu Tuti said trust. I said wait. Sebelum nak pilih DV tu, cari dulu ada tak research yang dibuat on trust.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
Ada tak PhD thesis yang buat tentang trust? Ada ke tidak ada?
Okay.
Kalau tidak ada, better not.
Think again.
Think again.
Okay.
But it's,
Think again, yeah.
yeah, at this stage, it's still okay. It's still okay to change. You better get like I think I mentioned it before. Like in my case, my DV is compliance behavior, right? So I found a few research on compliance behavior. Okay, compliance behavior of tax, compliance behavior of zakat, and then a few PhD theses also on compliance behavior of tax and compliance behavior of zakat. So I looked up all this research and this thesis. Then from that, I come up with the theoretical framework. If you look at it, seems like easy, yeah? It's not that easy to come up with this.
Yeah.
I have to look up a few, a few PhD thesis and a few research on compliance behavior.
Yeah.
And I found there are some similarities. Most of them use attitude, subjective norm, perceived behavior control, intention, and compliance behavior. Most of them use this. But what difference is these two? This two ni pening, under pening. What is the additional independent variable that I want to contribute? What is the moderating that I want to contribute? This one underpinning.
Pening.
So
Under pening, ya pening, pening
pening,
kepala ya.
pening,
Pening, ya pening ya
because
betul
these
pening.
two are what
Hmm.
makes this is different from others.
Yeah,
So that's why in the topic I mentioned Islamic religiosity as the moderating variable. So I thought this is the a most significant contribution of this thesis, and also moral obligation as an additional IV as a contribution of the thesis. So, okay, please do that. You cannot simply say, I want to do this, I want to do that. You have to have the guidance, right? So that it will help you to determine your framework. And like we mentioned, your framework must be different. This is just an example. Your own framework depends on your own literature review or your own reading. And your job is to justify why you include these variables in your framework. Then, like Dr. Sufyan said, you need to check back with your research question and research objective, right? Look at this, attitude arrows to intention, right? Attitude arrows to intention.
It
Then you check.
doesn't appear, Prof.
It doesn't appear?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see now?
Okay.
All right. So attitude arrows to intention, right?
Yeah.
Then you check your research question. Your first research question, does attitude have an intention? Does attitude, right, have an influence on intention? So these are the keywords. Okay. Why attitude and intention? These two, attitude is your IV, intention is the mediating. Right. Now check with your research objective, sorry. To examine the influence of attitude and influence of attitude on intention. All right. So that is your first question. First RQ and first RO. Then you have to check with your theoretical framework. Then see, okay, good. Attitude to intention. Right. Then the second one, subjective norm to intention. Remember, keyword is subjective norm to intention. Now let's check RQ. Right, RQ. Number 2, does subjective norm have an influence on intention? Right. Then check your RO. To study the influence of subjective norm on intention. So that's how you write your RQ and your RO after it's based on your theoretical framework, okay, and so on, right? I think we are running out of time.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Inshallah.
time no. Aduh, jam cepat sekali ya.
And so on. If you see here, H1, H2, H3, H4, H5D, H5A, H5B, H5C, H5D, H6. H refers to hypothesis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here we have 6 RQs, 6 RO, and 6 hypotheses. They are all linked together. All right. Let's look at the first hypothesis. Attitude. Okay. Attitude towards compliance has a positive influence on intention. That's the first hypothesis. Attitude on intention. Let's look at the second hypothesis. Subjective norm has a positive significant influence on intention. So you see, RQ, RO, and hypothesis are all linked together, all right, and are guided by the theoretical framework. So we have 6 hypotheses, 6 research questions, 6 research objectives. Okay, let me repeat. The inclusions of the variables must be justified. What is your DV? You must justify. Okay,
Mhm.
you must justify. It's very important. The first step is to determine your DV. Let me repeat. Please get a few research, a few PhD theses using the same DV. Whatever the DV that you choose, you must have.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it's very difficult to continue.
Yeah.
Right, Dr. Sufyan?
Yeah. So in here, Prof, the compliance behavior of yours, to me, become trust, yeah, Prof. So this is the objective, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So your DV, if you choose
Uh-huh.
trust as your DV, this one becomes
Trust. Yeah. So
The rest
doc-
must be different. This
yeah, I
one
know.
must be different.
Okay, so what I'm taking now is Dr. Sufyan, you remember Fishbone? If you are from Japan, right? So it
Yes.
looks like theory of Fishbone, right?
Yeah, yes, almost similar.
Yeah.
But in management,
Yeah.
we have this one, like we have IV and DV.
Yeah.
It's like fishbone, but every theory in management, we have IV and DV.
Yeah.
Input and output.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so now I remember, long time ago I bought it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fishbone, we have input and output fishbone.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Mhm.
So
Right.
remember, if you decide to choose trust, get a few research and or a few theses on trust,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? Before you continue.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's be very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's look like we have to postpone, the date, yeah. For college.
The date is on the 9th of November. Easy to remember. 9
of 9.
9 of September.
Yeah, 9 of 9, right?
9 of 9.
Yeah.
So you still have time. Just come
Yeah,
up
yeah.
with
Okay.
the framework and then write
Okay.
this right.
Ooh, start again. Not sleeping again.
If you cannot find a few theses or a few research, you still cannot decide your DV.
Yeah. Hopefully I can, yeah. Hopefully,
Inshallah.
Bismillah.
Bismillah, inshallah. May Allah
Inshallah,
make it
yeah.
easy on you.
Yeah, thank
We-
you. Yeah, I mean.
We all make dua for you, inshallah.
Amin.
Ya Allah, we make dua for everyone. We make
Amin.
dua.
You know,
We want everyone to be successful.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, you know, otherwise, you know, the name of UNICEF will become dangerous.
Yeah, we are here
This is
to.
about reputation, yeah.
Well, that is the second matter.
Yeah.
The first matter is we as human beings,
Yeah.
we help each other in
Yeah, that's from the
in
religious.
any way that we can.
Yeah, that's
right?
why, you know, yeah.
Allah put me in this position so that I can help others.
So how holy you are, Prof.
That's how I think. Right, Dr. Sufyan? Dr. Sufyan is also a lecturer.
Yes,
Allah put,
I think we share the same paradigm. I think I
Yeah.
share the same opinion with Prof. Yusuf. Sometimes I also do the workshop. The workshop is sometimes is free. It's similar like Prof. Yusuf said. We want to help people in developing their framework research to make sure they do a proper research method. I think.
Yeah.
I think not because the money, actually, not because
Yeah.
the coordination, but because we think that it should be done.
Yeah.
It's the right thing to do. I think. Prof.
Yeah. So, you know, now I realize that theory is not easy. You know, some of people thinking, you know, it's easy. We spend time, you know.
yeah.
Spend time, you know.
Yeah.
It's not easy like what we only said. You know.
True.
Can be, you know,
Nobody says it's easy, but
yeah, it's easy.
Allah-
It's depend
Allah
on
gives us
it's
strength.
not.
we make dua, so Allah gives us strength
Yeah,
to
right.
go through this. Nobody says PhD is easy, but yeah, we strive for it. We make effort. We ask that Allah give us strength. You know, we make effort. We help each other.
Yeah.
We work together. Okay, so yeah, so inshallah we'll be successful.
Yeah.
We have to have the confidence that we
Yeah.
can do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So cannot jump to the, you know, cannot jump to the research method. Yeah. What we thinking is, you know, jump to the research method, but it's actually have to go through from the, you know, from this one, yeah, framework, or, you know, decide, you know, which one theory going to be, and then finally we go to the, you know, question and, you know, respondent, etc. It's still far away, I think.
Yeah. But once you get your framework ready, then you can start the engine.
Yeah.
Like I said before, then you can do it very fast. You can write the research question, research objective, hypothesis. You can write literature review. For Colloquium 1, not much, 5 or 6 literature review, you know. It's just an initial plan, right? But you have to come up with your own theoretical framework. That's the first step.
Yeah.
I think that's the message for today's lecture.
Yeah. Oh, very hard discussion. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other question before we stop?
Later I said WhatsApp you.
Excuse me, Prof.
Sure.
Just yeah. So in between 9 of 9 we Colloquium 1, but before that on 28 August this month, of course, we preparing for assignment 1, right?
Yes, you have to present in class. You have to
Okay.
present in class.
Minimum is 10 slides,
Yes,
right?
it's about 10 slides.
Doktor, kalau lebih macam mana, Doktor?
Oh, lebih bagus. That is the minimum.
Oh, minimum.
If you have 20 slides, 30 slides, okay, no problem. We give the time for you.
Okay.
I said 15 minutes. That is the minimum, you know.
Minimum.
If you want to
15
use
minutes,
3
bro.
hours, it's all yours. No problem.
Yeah.
OMG.
We are
Cik
here.
Abdul Hadi 3 jam kami tak payah pretend
I
lah.
think most of
jangan.
us are more
Itu
than
Sofian.
one
Prof. Yusuf, I
slide
want to ask
because
you.
this is the same like what is that Collegium 1, right, Prof?
Yes, yes.
We can use that the same one, right?
Exactly. The idea is this class will help you in the process of your writing dissertation thesis, right?
Yep.
So if you present in class, hopefully it will help you when you present in colloquium
Okay.
1, right?
Yeah.
So for those of you who have presented, it's okay. You can present again, and maybe it can help other people. It can help other students, right? Like Dr. Sufyan, Mr. Hamza, they passed the colloquium 1. So they still have to present, Dr. Sufyan. No exemption for you.
Okay, I understand.
You still have to present, so hopefully it will help others. All right.
Doktor, assignment hantar dengan email ke macam mana tu?
Right, betul. Bagus soalan tu. Saya akan bagi email saya selepas ini ya.
Okey, baik.
Boleh hantar by 28th of August lah. Okay. Hantar 28 ataupun sebelum lah.
Okey, baik. Terima kasih.
Through email ya.
Okey, baik.
And then saya cuma nak
If we send it by way, Prof. Yusuf. So sorry. If I send it my PowerPoint presentation to you by
PowerPoint no need. PowerPoint I don't need your PowerPoint. I just need the draft. The draft
okay.
in words. Okay.
Okay, I'll do my best, bro.
Yes, Ibu, insyaAllah. So let me repeat the draft. Last time I mentioned the draft should in words, right? You can
I have
use
sent you a month ago. I have sent you to NCC for Dr. Tahir, but I don't know because until right now I haven't got about the response from you or from Dr. Tahir. A month ago,
please.
NCC for
Bu Mutiara.
Prof. Yusuf, Dr. Tahir, and Mbak Nawa.
Bu Mutiara,
Yeah.
please make the necessary correction as we go along. The purpose of this class is to help you to improve. Okay, so as we go along, every lecture, you improve and you submit on the 28th. Right.
But the things that I want to, when I am doing for my research, I will compare between the role of Badan Arbitrase Syariah in Indonesia and in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur Arbitration Syariah, and so I will using about the comparative study and the comparative study analysis or case analysis. The role and how about the cases that are handled by that board. So I think my research method, it will be qualitative method.
Yes.
Is that right? Is that exact?
It's okay. If you choose qualitative, it's okay.
Yeah.
You make I'm free during the night time, 9:30 Malaysian time. 9:30 Malaysian time.
Yeah, because based on my research experience as law as a part of social science, it is more easy. It is easier for me if I am using qualitative method than quantitative method.
Yes, I agree with you because you have done extensive research using qualitative. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah,
So-
I always based on my some research that I done, I always using qualitative methods
Yes.
as legal methodology.
Yes, yes. I agree with you. In your case, qualitative method is more suitable based on your topic. Just make an
Yeah.
appointment with me,
Mhm.
9:30 Malaysian time, any night. We will Zoom,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so we can discuss.
yeah.
We can
I'll do
have
my best.
supervision one-on-one. I understand you have not been feeling well,
Mm.
so maybe tomorrow night,
Yeah,
9:30
I'm
Malaysian
still
time.
recovery, bro. I'm still recovery, and I'm still cooling down with my brain, my brain well, because
Yeah.
last time, in a few times before now, I always make my brain in speed, high speed to think
Yeah.
everything.
So now are you ready to discuss?
Sure, but not for now because I have something that appointment with my children at home. Maybe tonight or maybe last night. I don't.
No.
I will make appointment with you.
Let me know. Let me know. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I will inform. I will let you know.
Let
I
me
will.
know. Let me know when you're free. Then we can look.
Yeah.
we
I'll
can
do my best, and
discuss.
I'll do it to my research topic.
Don't wait too long. Today-
Asap. As long as soon as
Yeah.
possible as I can.
We have about 2 weeks to prepare for
Oh, okay.
to submit.
I'll do my
submit.
best, Prof. I'll do my best.
Yeah, try to improve anywhere you can from the draft that you send. Then we can meet and
Okay.
discuss.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Prof.
You're most welcome, Bu Mutiara.
And I permitted to leave the meeting or the class because
Sure,
there is something that I must do.
sure. We are about to end also. Any other questions before we end our class, our session today? All right. If there is no question, thank you very much.
Thank you,
For you-
Prof. Thank
for
you so
your-
much. Thank you so much, Dr. Sofyan, Pak Cik Masri, semua ya. I got the advice from all of your kinds.
So yeah, we are happy we can help each other. That is the motto of our class.
Tidak boleh bosan ya. Tidak
Ah.
boleh bosan ya. Jangan bosan ya.
Jangan bosan ya, jangan bosan.
Jangan bosan ya.
Kita semua baik-baik saja, mau
Baik-baik.
tolong saja.
Nanti saya become irritated you loh.
It's okay, it's okay.
Oke.
Dr. Sofyan, kapan ada waktu buat kami? buat
Ya,
we can discuss.
Saya cadangkan buat kelas sesama PhD candidate.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like rakan pembimbing ya, rakan pembimbing.
Mhm.
Somebody can also help you also. Saya cadangkan Dr. Sufyan jadi rakan pembimbing.
Yeah.
And then you can set time, okay?
Yeah.
Discuss among yourselves. Is even better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We do like in Pasantren. In
Mhm,
Pasantren, before they have class with the Kiai, or what do you call it? Baba or Kiai?
Kiai.
Kiai?
Kiai, yeah.
They have to have class among
Yeah.
themselves
Yeah.
when they appoint rakan pembimbing.
We call it pamong. With
Yeah.
pamong first.
With Pamong first.
Yeah,
Then
pamong
you-
first.
Then you go to class with Kiai.
Yeah, class with Ustad and Kiai.
Yeah. So
Prof.
Dr. Sufyan is Pamong and
Yeah.
I'm Kiai.
Yeah, Pak Kiai. Now I call it Pak Kiai. Yeah. And
just
then pamong.
joking.
No.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Very fun, very stressful, very
Thank you, Prof. No, the first we have, I think we arrange some time to discuss and Zoom maybe, Dr. Sofyan.
Okay.
And
Boleh,
after
boleh.
that, yes, after that maybe as Prof Yusuf when have a time, maybe we can also, of course, after we discuss with Dr. Sofyan, and
Yeah.
maybe in that way we can finish faster and of course minimize our stressful.
Yeah. Boleh Dr.
Yes.
Sufian eh?
Boleh. Tapi kalau ada sekali dengan Prof lagi elok lah kan.
Buat dengan Dr. Sufian dulu. Nanti,
Oh, boleh je.
nanti buat dengan saya pula.
Okay.
Okay, insyaAllah.
Inshallah. Today our class is very optimal and even we have no, what is that, a break, but we enjoy, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
Don't be stressful. Okay, you need to control your stress.
Yes, Prof.
Stress is good, but you need to control. So that is too much stress is not good. A little stress
Yes.
is alright to motivate us. Right?
Sebab hari ni Prof, saya rasa sebab Ibu Tuti, Ibu Susi dengan Pak Priyogi dia sharing kot apa yang dia nak buat. Sebab tu kita punya kelas ni nampak macam fruitful lah, kita ada hasil lah kan.
Yeah.
Kita nampak Pak Priyogi punya DV, kuanti, Ibu Susi punya
betul.
DV dah nampak. Cuma Ibu Tuti sikit lagi lah kan. Kena check dulu Ibu Tuti ya.
itu.
Letih sikit lah kan. Penat sikit lah. Penat.
Permisi tanya sedikit Prof sebelum ditutup.
Boleh.
Saya kan ini tempo hari sudah keluar ini IMCS-nya sekarang sedang mengurus registrasi, tapi ada hambatan di WISE. Saya transfer pakai WISE tapi masih ada kendala. Bisakah saya ikut kolokvium 1 at 9 of September atau saya ikut atau ada jadwal berikutnya, Prof? Another days, another schedule of kolokvium.
Nanti Bapak Priyogi bincang dengan Dr. Hadi ya.
Baik.
Supaya boleh activate, dan sekiranya boleh activate sebelum 9th of September, and then boleh join lah. Tapi kalau tak boleh activate, tak boleh join. Kita akan arrange another colloquium within 2 months.
Oh, thank you.
From that day.
I have contacted by Dr. Hadi.
Ya. Nanti kontak dengan Dr. Hadi ya. Untuk activate status. You need to be activated first before you can join this class and before you can present at colloquium 1.
Terima kasih, Prof.
Okey, nanti Ustaz Zizo pula boleh share kat apa dia nak buat nanti kan.
Ustaz Zizo.
Dia senyum je kat tepi tu kan.
Ustaz Zizo dah ready dah dia. Dia dah ready semua.
Ustaz siapa? Aziz?
Azizul. Ya,
nak kena alter sikit. Prof komen hari tu.
Ya, Ustaz Zizo dah ready dah dia. Dia dah ada complete dah. Theoretical framework semua dah complete dah. Dah okey dah. Tinggal
depan kita
dia mulai kapan? Dia masuk mulai kapan, Prof? Dr. Aziz.
Sama. Baru masuk Jun ya?
Baru masuk Jun ya?
Baru masuk Jun ya? Ustaz Azizul?
Ya, saya.
Dia baru register Jun.
Oh, cepat ya? Kenapa bisa begitu ya?
Karena kita miss, Bu.
Karena
kita miss 1 semester.
Bukan. Ustaz Azizul bila datang dia sudah ada dia punya proposal yang ready.
Oh.
Ya, dia
tapi
sudah
kena alter juga, banyak juga.
Yalah, tapi at least dia sudah ada solid proposal.
Cik Masri bagaimana Cik Masri? Cik Masri juga sudah ya?
Iya.
Ada di sini.
Oh, Cik Masri macam mana?
Saya sebenarnya saya punya research berbeza dengan semua orang lah. Sebab saya punya research on shares stock apa tu syariah compliant stocks, dan saya punya research menggunakan secondary data. Saya tak menggunakan borang soal sidik.
Oh, gitu.
So I have a different type of model. Itulah, dan sekarang ni dalam proses tambah baik my literature review lah.
Yang bisa membedakan apa namanya has to be secondary and primer itu bagaimana sih? Is there any, because Mas Ri said that he is using the secondary.
Saya punya dia asasnya macam Dr. Prof dan juga Dr. Sofian bagi tahu, kita punya isu kan, problem kita tu. And my problem regards to stock return, pulangan saham kan, pulangan saham. So saya menggunakan model saya adalah dividend policy. So saya punya data tu adalah macam dividen yang dibayar, payout ratio of the company, banyak apa financial punya data.
Oke.
Saya menggunakan harga-harga saham lah. So saya different compare to kebanyakan pelajar di sini lah.
Ya.
I don't have partner lah.
Ya, sepertinya kita belum berpikir ke arah secondary ya. Mungkin kita lebih saat sekarang pikirnya adalah yang primary ya.
Actually my research is a quantitative research. Kita dah bincang lah itu kan, kualitatif kuantitatif. Saya punya adalah kuantitatif, tapi the nature of the research, teknik analisis yang saya pakai itu tak menggunakan tak menggunakan questionnaire lah. Kita pakai primary data, saya punya secondary data, tapi analisisnya sama. Saya akan guna juga hypothesis testing, cuma the data is what we obtain from secondary.
It's a time series data, right?
Time series data, true.
Time series secondary data.
Series.
Ya.
Okay.
Tapi saya sebenarnya banyak juga pengalaman tentang ni lah, sebab saya dulu mengajar juga research ni di peringkat undergrad. So kalau especially on the design of research, saya boleh bagi pandangan lah.
Wah, bagus.
Good.
Bagus. Tambah pembimbing satu, pamongnya tambah satu.
Pembimbing 2 Encik Masri, pembimbing 1 Dr. Sufyan.
Ya, ada pamongnya. Ya, oke, good. Thank you.
Pamong 1 Dr. Sufyan, pamong 2 Encik Masri.
Ya. Bagus.
Encik Masri boleh jadi ketua pamong pun tak apa.
Kita dah ada otai besar tu Dr. Sofyan kan. Saya pun tumpang ilmu pada Dr. Sofyan. Alhamdulillah.
Okey, insya-Allah boleh berjalan sesi pamong
Ya.
Nanti arrange sendirilah.
Nanti kita ke Malaysia ya Bu Susi, ketemu pamong-pamong ya.
Siap Bu Tuti.
Kita
Kalau
makan.
sudah ini saya masih positif.
Saya mau bagi makan nasi lemak.
Ya, hopefully pandemic is
sama durian apa namanya?
Durian soon lah ya.
Durian apa namanya yang paling populer?
Musangking.
Musangking. Ya.
Yang baru tukai king.
Apa?
Tucai king.
Tucai king.
Ada yang baru dari mana?
Oke. Joking ya.
Okay.
To release stress.
Ya, kita doakan semoga Allah bagi kekuatan.
Amin.
Dan kita doakan semoga Allah mengangkat wabak ini dan melindungi kita semua daripada wabak ini.
Ya, amin.
Dan beri kita kekuatan kesihatan.
Amin.
Allahumma inna nas'aluka al-afiyah.
Amin.
Amin.
Ya Rabbi, dini wa dunya ya Malik.
Ya, itu saja. Terima kasih semua.
Terima kasih.
Thank you
Terima kasih,
everybody.
Prof.
Have a nice weekend.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you Dr.
warahmatullahi
Sofian,
wabarakatuh.
Pak
Sehat-sehat,
Thank you
Prof.
semuanya. Salam sehat.
Semuanya.